The trailer release date for Superman has allegedly been moved up, plus Creature Commandos episodes 1 and 2 spoiler talk in this video. I'll give you a minute to click out if you haven't seen Creature Commandos yet. The first 2 out of 7 episodes are on Max. Go check it out and then come back here. Alright, Superman trailer talk at the top. The new trailer release date for Superman, allegedly, is December 16th. It was the 19th. It got moved up. Assuming all this is true and it even comes out this month, watch it go the whole month and nothing even happens. That would be kind of funny and kind of sad for this channel. But hey, fingers crossed for a Superman trailer for the holidays. That would be great, wouldn't it? And some people thought we got our first look at David Cornsweet's Superman in Creature Commandos, but I don't think so. I think that's misreporting. I could be wrong, but I think that's just meant to be a new DC logo because this is the start of James Gunn's new DC universe, kinda, sorta. More on that later. I don't think it's meant to be David Cornsweet, despite James Gunn's previous comments about new DC connectivity. So that's why I'm showing you this comic book instead of that logo, because I'm not a corporate shill, and because I don't have any Creature Commandos stuff, so there's that too. Alright, as far as Creature Commandos goes, my first biggest negative and positive are actually the same thing. First positive, it's the James Gunn formula, man. It's comfort food. A misfit group of characters and a non-human. And there's great music, there's great action sequences, there's great humor, there's great individual character moments balanced out by a fun group dynamic. But, first negative, it's the James Gunn formula. Again, Guardians, Unalive Squad, Scooby-Doo. It's all the same thing, man. It's a misfit group of characters with a non-human. And this show, so far, does nothing to change the perception that James Gunn only knows how to make one kind of thing. First of all, I don't think that's a fair criticism. Have you seen Tromeo and Juliet? Alright, James Gunn can do more, and I hope he gets to do more with Superman and with other things in DC, but if I'm being honest, so far this show feels a lot like Unalive Squad leftovers. And apparently he was writing this before he became the head of DC, so that might be why. Hey, make us a thing. You did Unalive Squad, it did good. You did Guardians, it did good. Make us another thing like that before he got to be in charge. It feels like that's what happened here. But speaking of those misfit characters, next positive, I love the characters, man. The Bride is a great character. James Gunn is clearly a Frankenstein fan, and if you're a Frankenstein fan, you're gonna love this show. There's a direct quote from Mary Shelley's novel in here. She can still get it. If you know, you know. Go back and listen to our playlist. There is a reference to Boris Karloff's Frankenstein in here. Yeah, man, the Bride's a great character. And G.I. Robot, the non-human, as usual, they steal the show too. They're a great character. They have one of the best running gags in the whole show, where they talk about how they unalive all the people in World War II. And actually, if you do the math, they kept unaliving people after World War II. I honestly can't tell if that's meant to be a subtle joke that if you pay attention, you get it, or if that's just a math mistake on James Gunn's part. I really don't know. But either way, it's pretty funny. I'm liking them so far. Rick Flag Sr.'s in here. That's great. Viola Davis is back as Amanda Waller. She's great. But that brings me to my next negative, the timeline. This is supposed to be the new DC, but this is set 2 years after James Gunn's Unalive Squad. They reference Starro, they reference Rick Flag Jr., same actors as the characters, like I said, Amanda Waller. And that's a problem because that doesn't fit the timeline, that doesn't fit the canon. Because if this is set in James Gunn's Unalive Squad universe, well, they met the old Justice League. So, how does that make sense? You know, it doesn't. But somehow, it'll all fit, hopefully. James Gunn said canon is whatever you want it to be, which is not how canon works. It's a little concerning. The timeline gets messier from there, though, because Originally, Creature Commandos comics were in the 80s. That was the time period, and they scroll past 80s ads at one point. So you start to think, oh, this show's set in the 80s, right? No, because they also go past the Jamie Kennedy experiment. Shaggy from James Gunn's Scooby Doo shows up, so that's a whole timeline mess. Uh, you know, yeah, there's a lot. And then, like I said, this is supposed to be 2 years after Unalive Squad, so that timeline is just a mess, and that's not a great way to start your new timeline and your new DC universe overall. And Keanu's making noise in the background, and I'm not gonna edit it out because I've recorded this like 20 times now, and he won't stop. So I'm just gonna leave it in, and I hope you guys can't hear that. All right, so that's it for Creature Commandos so far. 2 episodes out of 7. What did you guys think of Creature Commandos so far? Are you disappointed with James Gunn? Are you hoping that that new logo comes true with that god imagery of David Cornsweet's Superman? Or are you one of the Snyder bros who think that that's very Zack Snydery? And why didn't you just keep Zack Snyder when you had Zack Snyder if you're going to do Zack Snyder stuff without Zack Snyder? Comment down below, talk about Superman, talk about Creature Commandos, and we'll be back soon, so come back soon and take another bite of the GeeKlare.